What's up, y'all? We are about to start soon the Weiser section of the Residential Locksmith Starter Series after we get done with a couple more Baldwin. However, it was just brought to my attention today. Okay, loud truck. Trying to do a video here, damn it. It was just brought to my attention today by our Weiser distributor that Weiser is significantly slowing down production of at least deadbolts and a few other things in the Weiser keyway. As we all know, Weiser, A, is a Canadian company. B, it's not very specific to a lot of areas. For some odd reason, we are really heavily invested, always have been, in Weiser. There's not a day that goes by where I don't either A, have to rekey a Weiser deadbolt or knob, or have to replace a doorknob that has that push and turn. Tons of them around here. And over the years of doing videos on Weiser, we've got a significant playlist up here. I've had a lot of people say, I never see Weiser. I've seen maybe one Weiser in 20 years. Like I said, here it's every day. And some people have actually surmised, because Weiser is a Canadian company, which is French, in Louisiana, way back whenever, you know, is French based. Some people have surmised that since our close proximity to Louisiana leads us to, for some reason, the Weiser. Why, I don't know if that's true. I mean, it sounds feasible. I don't know if that really has anything to do with anything. It may. It's a good possibility. And as y'all know, I've been switching over pretty much to master brand door locks with the Weiser keyway, because, as I've done in one of those videos, the Weiser doorknobs, specifically like the Troys and stuff like that, the interior rosette or the brass trim that goes over pops off, so you have to like peen it down. I've done a video on that, and I have significant problems, which is the main reason that I switched to master doorknobs, because even though the metal of it is kind of a lighter weight metal, you know, if you like tap it with like your ring or something, you can kind of hear the difference compared to Weiser. But also with the Weiser doorknobs, there's several reasons why I've pushed away from the Weiser doorknobs. With the Troy style, which is a bigger doorknob, they make like the Tylo version, which is the small, dinky little quickset style doorknob, the cheapest version. I don't have one sitting out here, I don't think, but you know what I mean. The very common, it's called quickset Tylo, and it's the cheapy doorknob, and Weiser makes that. But with the Troy, or the bigger versions, the bigger knobs, when you turn, even with brand new stuff, it's very slippy. Like, you can turn it when it's locked, you can still turn the knob a little bit, and then over time it gets looser and looser, and basically the whole knob just starts slipping. And the interior rosette, all that combined has made us switch over to the master brand for Weiser keyway. Of course, Master makes it in Quickset and Schlage as well. And one good thing about the Master is they have replacement cylinders. I don't really stock those. I could, I've thought about it, but I don't, because I carry because Schlage has their cheaper version. And I've kind of pushed away from that as well, because with the Schlage cheaper doorknobs, the J series, which is now the, I don't know, they've changed the name of it. This is the J series. When the interior knob is locked, when the button is turned to the lock position, the knob is rigid, so you have to turn the button and then turn the knob to motion, which doesn't affect houses really, but it's still a little bit irritating. And the Schlage original doorknobs are just sleeker. The metal's nicer. Aside from the whole compressible core thing, you know, everything about the original Schlage is just better quality. So we've pretty much pushed away from the cheapy ones, especially since box stores started carrying them as well. But going back to the Weiser, yeah, apparently either there's just, and apparently it's not a shipping thing. Nowadays you would expect it to just be a production or a shipping thing, but apparently they're purposefully, you know, this is just from a distributor who has been told that by apparently Weiser reps that they're slowing down or ceasing production on Weiser keyway stuff and pushing it all to the Kwikset based keys. Now, you know, some of you are like, I don't care, I never see Weiser. But here, that's pretty significant. The only reason that I still like using Weiser double cylinders, this is a Kwikset keyway. Now with Kwikset, you can key a Kwikset key to a Weiser lock, but you can't take the Weiser key because it's thicker, it won't go in the keyway. You can't key a Weiser key to a Kwikset lock. So you can't just stock Kwikset here or anywhere where there is Weiser heavily used or heavily seen Weiser products. So I've always bought the Weiser deadbolts right there. The one difference in them, and the reason why I don't like the Master deadbolts, aside from the finish, because I will give it to Weiser deadbolts, the finish is significantly, I guess, sleeker, cooler, neater, like especially in the 11P series, and we're going to take a look at that. But the main thing about it is Weiser deadbolts back in the day, it was very common for them to drill less than 2 1/8 inch holes. And Kwikset locks, they come with this ring. Now, some of these you can take off, I believe. I don't know, let's see. We are very blue back here. And I believe, don't know, for the longest time, you could not switch these. You had to re-drill. So if you ran up on a Weiser deadbolt that was a smaller than a 2 1/8 inch hole, you had to re-drill it if you were putting in either Kwikset or Weiser, for that matter, Kwikset locks mainly. But with the Weiser, you have a flippable shield. So I don't think, yeah, see, these were all one piece. You can't really flip that. And this has to have the 2 1/8 inch hole. So that's one reason why I always carried Weiser deadbolts to replace Kwikset deadbolts. The number one reason is because you see how now Kwikset could easily do this, especially since Weiser owns Kwikset, or Kwikset owns Weiser, or Spectrum Brands, or whoever it is. But you see, Weiser comes with a whole separate thing. So boom, you got a big 2 1/8 inch hole. Just use that, and if you don't, yeah, there you go. Fits in the 1.5 inch hole just fine. Makes it an easy switch out. And if we look at that finish, you see how it's kind of, this is Aura Bronze or 11P. You see how it's got that kind of sleek, like a matte. I mean, if you were comparing it to like gloss versus matte, you know, that's like a matte finish right there. And then if you get a Master deadbolt, it is much like the Kwikset. You cannot use it on a small hole. It has to be a bigger hole because the outside trim is a bigger ring. Now the inside trim is flat, but you have to have, you can't put that in an 1.5 inch hole. You have to re-drill it. And if you look at the finish difference, when I say matte, see, hold on. See how that's like gloss? This, like if this was a picture, this would be like a gloss finish and this would be like a matte finish. It just, I don't know, it looks better. Plus, see how the plug is brass and that's all dark bronze or 11P. So, you know, I'm not overly fond. Another thing about it, you know, this uses the same frame as a Kwikset. Therefore, to rekey it, you've got the simple clip. Now, you know, that makes it super easy to rekey quickly. The Master has the screw caps. So, adds, you know, a couple of seconds. But when you're talking, you know, a lot of locks, you have to worry about the spring getting lost, the pin getting lost. Overall, the whole point of this is overall, I would much rather take a Master doorknob, especially when we're talking about bright brass. Now, when you get into the 11P, it doesn't look quite right because the doorknobs have that same gloss finish. Then if you put a Weiser deadbolt, so you'd have a gloss knob versus a matte deadbolt. So that's never been ideal. But when we're talking bright brass, which is very common in our area, then it's no big deal. It matches regardless. So that is one thing I just wanted to talk about, is the possibility that Weiser is gonna be either totally reducing the production and shifting everything to Quickset. And why I bring this up is because when I was in there last visit, I had asked about double cylinder bright brass deadbolts to keep in my truck. I was like, you don't have any? They didn't say anything at the time, but today when I went in, they were like, oh, have you not heard? But when I was there last time, the distributor was like, do you want to get the new Yale Essentials or something? Do you want to get one of those? And I was like, well, now I need Weiser keyway. He goes, yeah, they're Weiser keyway. Yale Essentials. I took a look at it. He showed it to me. I hadn't taken one apart, but just looking at it, super lightweight, super thin brass. To me, it looks like it's barely a step above Ace hardware locks. Now, Ace hardware locks have jumped up to the top of the pack as far as crappy ass locks. In fact, I've been meaning to do a video on those, and I was actually going to buy a Yale deadbolt so I could show it to you. I'll put the picture of it off the website here, but if you look real close, it uses the same as the Master screw cap, but it's a crappy, like lead, almost like a lead looking style cap. The thumb turn is oversized, so that means you'll be able to torque it really easily. Super thin metal, very lightweight deadbolt, but it does have a Weiser keyway now. So obviously Yale has heard about this and are putting it out in a Weiser keyway, which is really weird. You would expect Yale to be a Quickset keyway. It's out there now, but I'm definitely not going to blow the money on it for this video. If I ever have anybody come in, I'll try to do another video one day if anybody ever comes in with one to get rekeyed. But just so you know, Yale Essentials, please don't take this as a, oh, you should go buy those instead, because honestly, they look like they're very much only a small step above or below Ace Hardware's locks, which those are just the worst. But Ace Hardware locks are going to be Quickset. It was just interesting to me to find out that Weiser is supposedly, I can't say this for 100%. It may be still a shipping thing, but they said that they're reducing the production. However you want to take that. What do you think? You think reducing production means that it's going away entirely, or what? You don't know? I don't know either. And nobody knows right now for sure. It may just be one of those silly late game, cooties thing problem production. But they apparently are saying they're pushing everything to Quickset, which is going to be kind of a significant loss, at least in the cheapy deadbolt market. Again, this may not apply to you. It may not matter to you. I just wanted to put it out there in case you do have a lot of Weiser in your area. This may not be a thing for Canada. They may have full Canadian production for Weiser, but in the U.S. market in the South anyway, I can't say whether it's a strictly from this distributor thing or if it's truly coming out of the Weiser factory that they're going to be shifting most of it, because as we all know, the smart key revolution has made Weiser start sending out stuff with smart key, Weiser branded smart key locks, but they're all Quickset keyway because there is no such thing as a Weiser smart key. It is all Quickset. So it's really bad that Weiser even put that out. It's like, just stick with Quickset. Why do you even have to do that? I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. Who knows why? If you have any for sure information, or if you're a distributor or something and you have for sure information that this is what's going to happen, then let us know in the comments. But according to my distributor, who has always been a major Weiser distributor, they're pushing away from the Weiser keyway. What that entails is, I guess, a bunch of crap ass Yale locks on the shelf with Weiser keyways. Anyway, just thought y'all should know, because I just found out. Well, I guess we'll see in the future. Maybe, hopefully one day things will get back on track and they'll change their mind. But yeah, I don't know. It's especially going to be bad in situations where if we can't get Weiser or keyway stuff, where the situation is everybody has, you know, people have like 8 doors on their house with Weiser locks and they need to replace one deadbolt. You might end up having to rekey everything to a quick set key. Anyway, so you know, now you know, the more you know. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you have any questions or comments, I have the answer to nothing. So, whatever.